Okay, I think we can go ahead and start. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the encroachments working group for October 19th, 2022. And I'll start off by give me 1 second, guys. I'm getting feedback from the YouTube live. Okay, now we can officially start. So I'm gonna go ahead and call roll. Real estate and records. I'm here. DPW. Parks and Parkway.
Here.
Sewage and Water Board.
Here.
HDLC.
Here.
Nord.
Here.
Energy. All right. CPC. And safety and permits won't be here, but they have no objections to any of the items, and Bucare won't be able to attend either. So we can go ahead and get started with the first item on the agenda. So the first item is a consideration for a request for a review of an awning, ADA ramp with railing, steps, outward swinging doors over the Magazine and Thalia Street right of way, adjacent to the First Municipal District, Square 140, Lot 2. The municipal address of this property is 1244 Magazine Street. Let's see. And the wraparound balcony is existing and confirmed to be historic by HCLC already.
We've also approved the work to be done back on the 14th. So they do have a certificate from us.
Okay.
Hi, this is Tika. I've got some problems with the plans on the existing trees to remain. It says you have 3 right there, and you only have 1. And the other 2 would need to be removed for your up ramp. And so we're going to, while, all of that can be worked out, it just should be said that we would require replacements at caliper inch per caliper inch. And so we'd need to work that out.
Understood.
Yeah, it's just your plans don't really reflect what's out there.
Just point of clarification, the back 3 trees are existing to remain. The 2 that are darker would be new plantings. And
The last 3 trees don't exist, sir. There's only 1 there.
Okay, copy that. Thank you.
I beg your pardon?
I said thank you. Understood.
Okay, I double checked because I had a question and I just got back from there.
Gotcha. Thank you very much.
Okay.
DPW, do we have any comments?
Yeah, this one's, this is pretty irregular. We're gonna need further review on this. I see why it is the way it is, but at the same time, it's just a little weird. So I'm not prepared to give the blessing right now on this. Let's see. I mean, preferably, we would have this. I guess we would have this door further away from the corner, so that we could just have a up and down sidewalk away from the street curb. That would be kind of the normal way to do it, and then you could shade that. You could kind of protect that with landscaping or whatever. It's pretty irregular to have a jog and kind of these two ramps sitting out in the sidewalk, spaced away from the building. That's asking a lot from the public right away. I mean, it's really pretty bold, the architect there.
Okay. All right, I'll connect the applicant with you, Lewis, for further review.
Yeah, I mean, if we could just move that. I just don't see why. I understand it's a small building, but if we could just move that door 1 or 2 spaces down, it would really be helpful.
So, sorry, you're asking to move the door further away from the corner?
Yeah, I mean, normally when you have these kind of ramps on the sides of buildings, that door is far enough away from the corner that, obviously that you have to set this ramp so close to the curb, it seems like, because you have to keep a clear space in front of the corner door, but it's so close to the corner that now you got to offset this ramp. Normally you could just ramp up and down the sidewalk against the building, and that's a lot cleaner look. It's a lot less of an impact to the sidewalk and to kind of walking paths. It kind of blends in a lot better. This is just kind of dropping a big kind of Z-shaped ramp on top of the sidewalk.
Sure,
it's really not a good look. If you can move that door, if you can move this access point further to the back or something, I don't know why exactly it's there program wise. I see it goes into some kind of waiting room, but I mean, if that access point could be on the next spot down or something, and then you could just have a ramp against the building up and down, that's a lot easier to approve. I've never seen a door like, I mean, I've never seen it done like this before. So this is pretty unique.
Excuse me. Yeah, if whatever you work out with Lewis, we'd have to review the plans obviously after.
So would the HDLC.
And then this building. Okay. Let's see. So this building has no external parking or anything. It's not connected to that. This is just its own building on its own lot. Okay.
It does have driveways, Lewis. In the back, by the end of the trees. And I think it also has a side drive next door. I'm not sure if it's part of this property or not.
Yeah, I mean, I guess what I'm getting at is, it seems like there is maybe some unused space that I mean, I see that it's programmed with some kind of some kind of utility, but
Yeah, just to speak to that rear driveway, so our plumbing service, electrical service, and natural gas service are all coming into the building through that rear driveway.
and that's not going to be a driveway anymore.
No, it's not. It's enclosed with a gate.
Okay, because you do have a curb cut there that would need to be removed.
Okay.
It's kind of blocking your accessible sidewalk right now anyway, so we definitely need that to be restored.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's all I've got right now. I mean, I can't approve this the way it looks right now at this time.
Okay.
Sewage and Water Board, do you have any comments on this one?
Oh, yeah.
No, no comments.
Okay. If
Yeah,
that's
nice.
all, we can move on to the second consideration.
So, one quick question for the first consideration, sorry. Would we,
Yeah.
Louis, we would be in contact with you directly?
Yeah, so after the meeting, I'll be emailing all of the applicants a copy of the minutes and who to contact going forward. So I will be emailing you Lewis of DPW, Tika of Parks and Parkways, contact information so you can work out the site plans moving forward.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, moving on to number 2. This is a request for a servitude of air rights for a canopy over the Roussay Street right-of-way adjacent to the 4th Municipal District, Square 30, Lot 75. The municipal address of this property is 2120 Roussay Street. And this one is fairly small, but here we are. I think Rebecca's here for this one. But if any departments have any comments, feel free.
Yeah, and sorry, this is Becca. Our architects are also on the line if you have any more technical questions that I can't answer.
Y'all are looking, I'm sorry, this is Tika with Parks and Parkways. Just to clarify, you're doing a new construction and putting the access in the public right of way. Is that correct?
No, by the way, this is Chip Burgess Rome Architects. This is existing construction. It's 2 existing warehouses that we're renovating. There's a big roll-up door in the front that we're removing and we're putting in the storefront. And we're going to, just so we have some protection at the entrance, we're gonna be cantilevering the canopy out 12 inches over the property line. There's no columns or anything. It's just a cantilever. That's, just overhang.
Well, let me double check here. Oh, just a note that I believe that this property has a requirement for a landscape plan, which I don't see any copy of.
We have an approved, sorry, this is Becca. We already have an approved landscape plan. I got a stamped approval earlier this week from Danny.
Okay, if you could just shoot that to me, I'd appreciate it.
Sure thing.
Good. Thanks.
All right, I assume we wouldn't get many comments on this one because it's fairly small. So I think we can go ahead and move on to the third item on the agenda, which is a request for a review of an ADA ramp with steps, railings over the Thalia and Constant Street right of way adjacent to the First Municipal District, Square 116, lots F and B. The municipal address of the property is 938 Thalia and 1310 Constance Street. And I believe we have the architect on for this one as well.
Yes, this is Ben Allen. I'm the architect with Studio BKA.
Ashley, would you mind putting up the plans for this?
Okay. Let's see.
And my apologies to all because I got 2 and 3 confused.
Okay, can you guys see him now?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, DPW, do you guys have any comments on these ramps? And sloping sidewalks?
Yeah, we don't appreciate them.
Yeah.
It is new construction, right?
It is. It's new construction, 2 separate properties, 2 separate lots. The ground floor of those would be retail white box space, and the upper floor is an apartment that is going to be accessible, adaptable apartment. So the Thalia property is pretty limited, and they're standalone. Each of them are. So this Thalia property has a pretty limited street frontage and lot size, which we would like to avoid having a ramp there, but the Constance one has a bit longer, so we kept that one at 1 to 20. And the stoop on the Constance Street side is the entrance to the residential apartment.
Seems to be a pretty big yard there. Is there some kind of hardship preventing you from building a ramp in the?
Well, those
Private
lots
area.
would be part of the rentable square footage for the pretty small space available on the ground floor there. We also have permeability requirements to consider, and we're trying to do some stormwater retention with those elements.
You consider permeable handicap ramps? Just
We
so the thing is on Constant Street, you're just not providing adequate width for us. That sidewalk's too small for a for a ramp. We need to have 6 feet clear against curbs for this kind of element. So we'd have to object to the Constant Street concept. As far as the Thalia one, this one's not technically correct. I'm not sure what your constraints are, but if you were to provide a 1 in 12 ramp, that lower area has to be 1 in 50 or 1 in 48, not 1 in 20. So I'm not sure why the ramp is shortened or why it is the way it is, but you got to be perfectly flat at the bottom of that particular ramp.
thought that was just for the cross slope.
No, that's a rule with ramps. I think they also can't be longer than 15 feet. So looks like you got a 17'9" ramp. Shown at 1 and 12, which is the exact maximum for a ramp. So you're not getting any tolerances there either. But basically, whenever you have a ramp, you have to have a flat landing at the top and bottom. And flat means 1 and 48, which is the same as the cross slope requirement, but you just have to have that slope in both directions at the top and bottom of ramps.
All right, if that was made to comply down there, would that be sufficient to create something that can work on Thalia Street?
It would be close. We might want you to go a little wider in terms of your just in terms of your rails, making sure you have a good enough clear space, but we could probably maybe work with you on it. I would like to get a little better idea of the site constraints that are forcing this to happen. But it wouldn't be unprecedented.
And with Constant Street also, if that were made to just, the accessibility component to that apartment is voluntary in this case. If that were reduced to just steps and a stoop, maybe smaller, would that be something that has legs in the view? We do have a lot of stoops along Thalia Street in this neighborhood, right-of-way stoops. So it's sort of in keeping with the character of the area and those blocks over there.
I mean, you can't have a stoop that looks like this on Constant Street. There's just not enough space being left over. 3'6" to the curb isn't enough. Could you have a couple of steps? Maybe. But not something
like 5 feet, if we could, do away with the ramp and the, turning the restraints that come with the ramp and just had it to be a stoop.
I can't give you a 5 foot deep stoop.
But I understood. I'm saying we get rid of the ramp and the accessible portion of it. As I said, that's kind of a voluntary programmatic desire of the owner. But if I can, say split the difference, we got, 8.5 feet there. You can give us a 4'3" sidewalk passage and stoop. So that's something that could work.
I mean, I'd rather have a 6 foot passage. Unless you can show some kind of technical need for that. Like I said, we want to have 6 foot clear from the curb. And are this ramping on Thalia that's being proposed? This also voluntary? What's going on there?
No, that's our accessible entrance into the commercial retail space on the ground floor.
Okay.
And that applies to Thalia and Constance.
This is all new construction.
On very small lots.
I haven't looked inside, but just a first glimmer, if you could bring your handicap entrance in from the back is the same as from your commercial entrance.
The design goal is to give the residents a separate entrance from the commercial space where we can.
Okay, it was just a suggestion that, and I'm looking at where that handicapped symbol is, and then that's a private yard or something for the apartment? Or is that part of this or no?
It's the two handicap symbols in the middle of the sheet. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, don't make it any bigger. Yeah, just go from, I wish I could move the screen, but anyway, it's just a thought.
Where would you like me to move it, Tika?
Can you scooch the thing up the other way? There you go. And see that little double lined area? I'm assuming that's a private courtyard. You could make it either be gated one way and gated the other, and then allow your handicapped accessibility from the back. Just throwing
yes,
it out there.
Yes, I see what you're saying.
Okay, Sewage and Water Board, do you guys have any comments? Ms. LaJoyce, do you have any comments?
No comments.
Okay, we can move on to the next one. I'll connect you with DPW as well on this one. Tika, you had anything on this, or you just asked questions?
Yeah, I don't know. Are you going for any BZA variances or anything? So I'll need to see a landscape plan. What?
No, ma'am, this is all as of right.
Okay. Any landscaping you do on the public right of way, I'd like to see the plans instead of all those, because basically you're going to have steps coming up from the street, and then you're going to have, yeah, just let me look at it.
Yeah, when we get to that point.
Yeah, when you get to that point, when you and Louis get to a point.
Okay. All right, I believe we can move on to our last item on the agenda. This one is a request for a servitude of air and ground rights for a gallery and outward swinging doors over the Chapatula Street right of way, adjacent to the First Municipal District Square 125. And the municipal address of the property is 709 Chapatula Street. And I believe we also have the architect for this project on. All right. Maybe she's not here. Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Hi. Okay, I just figured out how to unmute. Okay, thank you. Yes, this is Sharon Bourne with Musso Architects.
Just a note, you have a 3 foot 7 by 7 foot planter, which is, according to Google, empty. So unless you wanted to relocate the planter, there'd be no reason to do that, but you'd need to fill it in.
Okay, yeah, okay.
I mean, because it's for a tree.
Right, there's no tree. Right now, it's just mud.
Yeah. Somebody has helped it on its way, but
we can, I guess should we pave over it, or would that be acceptable?
From my perspective, Louis governs the sidewalks.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, it could be, you could just incorporate it into the brick sidewalk.
I'm sorry, I'm assuming this is a historic balcony?
Mm,
I haven't done the
Ballpark.
verification with HDLC. So,
we have, yeah, we're still in the process. We just had some changes, and so we still need to get a review from the HDLC. But they're still making changes to the door, but only as far as the look of it, not the use of it. That large opening.
okay. Louis, you have anything on this one?
I do. So in your sidewalk plan, this one SP3
Mhm.
detail, you're showing this 4-foot sidewalk path in the middle of the sidewalk, which is correct. It's good. The problem is that in your sidewalk sloping diagram, this one A41 gallery section, you know, you have that sidewalk break. Now, I think
Should
what's
we
out
have the
there is,
sidewalk? Sorry.
yeah, your sidewalk isn't sloped based on your sidewalk plan. Now, maybe it's sloped the same way as the neighbors, or is the neighbor just have I think the neighbor doesn't even slope their sidewalk that way.
I
But
think it's
basically,
yeah,
but you
it might be a slight slope. I'm not sure.
yeah, but basically, I mean, we'd like to see a flat sidewalk that aligns with that 4-foot sidewalk you're showing. Now in the CBD, you're
Okay.
supposed to have a 5-foot accessible sidewalk. So you're supposed to have a 5-foot area that's flat. So really on that sidewalk plan, you know, we'd want to see a 5-foot clear section. But whatever you could do to kind of have a flatter sidewalk, you know, would be great. I know that's kind of hard with these buildings and your doors are higher than the curb and that sort of thing. But
Right.
yeah, I don't know if you're planning on having these doors open that often, or you know what the story is with
Yes.
that.
The large opening on the right is meant to be open most during business hours.
Mhm. You see the issue. You know, you have to provide a flat sidewalk for accessibility reasons. So we don't want the only flat area to be blocked by the open door. So we're gonna need a
Right,
little
and
more
currently-
flat area.
Yeah, right now it's a driveway. So
Mhm.
it was a garage before, I think, at
Right,
some
right.
point. And the driveway slope is still there in the
Mhm,
sidewalk.
mhm. Yeah. It's a tough area to work in, accessibility wise, because the doors
Right.
are pretty high. Especially when you're in the middle of the block. And yet we kind of have to do it. Do you need a flush sidewalk to all of these doors or just to that middle door?
I think for, I don't know, for all of them, don't we?
I don't know. I mean, this kind of comes into your
Right, and I do
fire
think we
marshal
need,
requirements, that sort
because,
of thing.
yeah. Yeah, because there are means of egress.
Mhm. Well, it's something we're gonna have to work on because, you know, the DDD requirements say you gotta have a 5 foot clear sidewalk. Um, yeah, that might mean you have to have, you have to carry that flat sidewalk out further and then go down to the top of curb. You may have to have a little step at the end at the curb side of the sidewalk or something like that. But there are some grades that are gonna have to be worked out here.
Okay.
Um, I mean, even getting up to that first door from your neighbor's sidewalk level is, you know, is exceeding the, is exceeding your required running slope, you know, your required 1 in 12 running slope as it is today. So you're already not accessible today, and you know, this isn't gonna make it any better. So it's gonna involve, probably gonna involve replacing the whole sidewalk. I don't know if you already had that scoped or not, but
Yeah, I think
we're gonna have
so.
to regrade that. Yeah.
Yeah, there were, as far as, yeah, as far as the paving, they definitely, yeah, I think they were planning on that.
Okay, good. Well, we have other examples that, you know, we can work with you on, and, you know, it's just about getting a grading plan together. and,
Okay.
It's not the easiest thing in the world. It's pretty annoying, but we'll work with you on it.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay, thanks, Louis. Sewage and Water Board, Ms. LaJoyce, do you have anything on this one?
No, no comments.
Okay. Do we have any other comments on this project? Okay. All right, at this point, we'll take a 2-minute break for public comment. So I'll see you guys back at 2 different times. So on my laptop, we'll go based on that time. So at 2:44, I'll see you guys back.
Louis,
Hey,
Louis, is stamped concrete allowed? I thought you had to have brick pavers.
no, they'll have to be brick pavers.
Okay, because it says stamped concrete.
Okay. I think, well, yeah. I think it's stamped concrete today. So yeah, we'll make sure they do that. We'll make that comment.
I'm sorry, I missed that. It shouldn't be stamped concrete?
No, it has to be brick. It has to be the DDD, typical brick sidewalk, brown and red. Just like they have across the street.
Okay, got it. Thanks. Steve. Okay, all right, now the 2 minutes start. We'll be back at we'll be back at 2:45. All right. Okay, that was the 2 minutes that we had set aside for public comment, and we didn't receive any public comments today. So I'll go ahead with the motion so we can take a vote on each item. So for the first item, I'll make a motion of no objection, subject to further review by Parks and Parkway and DPW. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any nays, say nay. Okay, moving on to the second item. No objection with further review by Parks and Parkway. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any against, say nay. Okay, moving on to the third item. This one, I'll make a motion of further review by DPW and Parks and Parkway. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any against, say nay. And on to the last item. I'll make a motion of no objection, subject to further review by Parks and Parkway and DPW
And HDLC.
and HCLC. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any against, say nay. Okay, all motions pass. All right, thank you guys. Thank you all for being patient. Thank you all for your time. And if any of the applicants are still there, I'll be connecting with you all via email. And connecting you guys to all departments that are represented that made comments. So that's all that we have. Thank you all for your time, and I'll see y'all at the next meeting.
Thanks, Ashley.
Hey, Ashley, can I ask a quick question really quick? This is Becca.
Yes, yes.
Our motion was for consideration for Parks and Parkways review when we already have a stamped Park and Parkways plan. So I'm just trying to figure out what we need to do.
Just
so-
send me, just-
yeah,
just send me the copy.
Okay.
right. That's all that one was for, so she can just see the copy that's stamped from Danny.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay,
Thanks.
all right. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you.